listening to a bunch of idiots straight out of the mean streets of Sterling, Virginia. Matt Broderick's, JB, and the Jungle.
All right, we are back, Matt and JB.
What's up?
Got a couple dudes in the house tonight. Donnie, what's up?
Present.
Nick, what's happening?
How's it going?
Got a full house tonight, huh?
Yeah.
So it's been a few weeks,
Yep.
few months. I've had a quite busy
We've all had busy month.
busy month. School, getting out,
Yeah.
work stuff. Been working nights. Thank God that's over. Melissa had foot surgery, which is complicated things.
She's got hammer time.
Yeah, she got the hammer toes.
She doesn't listen to this, right?
I don't
Why
think
would
so.
she listen to this?
No, she's not interested. She's all like Donnie, not interested.
Yes.
I listen to your show every time you put one out.
That's
For
free.
free.
Yeah, as long as it's free.
Yeah. Donnie can't loosen the purse strings to
Hey,
$3
who
a
was-
month.
Hey, Jay, do you pay
We
the
have-
Patreon?
We have... No, I'm on the show. Why do I need to pay for it? Wait a minute. We have 2 people paying, right?
3.
3? Oh,
You don't
3.
have to give out our numbers.
We have 3,000.
3,000 people. But those 3 guys, they enjoy the product they're getting
Yes, they do.
because it is more of an uncensored show since there's a paywall, which is why we pretty much do it.
Right.
So we can we can
I
weed
still
out
don't
the
understand how that
riffraff.
works. If you get paid, if you get paid for it, you're allowed to use licensed stuff.
Yeah, because it's not going on Apple. You have to go through Patreon and do it.
Got
listen
you.
to it, so-
I got you. All right, that makes sense.
But you can actually connect it to like your Apple account, so it'll still stream. But I don't think we would do that.
No.
No, I don't even want to do that either. All of our copywritten material that we're playing on it. So so Mike, and Todd, they'll get their own show later on tonight, where we're going to talk about a little bit more risque topics.
Todd is the third.
Yeah, Todd's the third.
It's nice you can identify and address your audience by name.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why you. I mean, I wouldn't say they're better shows, but they are definitely more
Raw.
more raw.
Gets a little blue.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely bluer.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the funny part is that we did a whole episode pretty much about Donnie and Nick,
Yeah.
and they don't even know.
Glad I can help.
Yes, we
Nick's
did talk.
over there
We talked.
shaking his
It
head.
was more about Donnie, I believe, than not paying $3, $2, whatever it is, $3.
Yeah.
The price of a Slurpee.
Actually, I have no idea how much the Slurpee costs.
Well, you can get a Slurpee for $1 at
They're still free on the 11th, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they are. I have a list of topics I sent Jason.
Yep.
Okay. So here's one. Here's Nick. You're gonna like this topic. So before school got out, I volunteered as a chaperone for Scarlett's 5th grade field trip
Okay.
to King's Dominion.
Nice. I went to Hershey Park this year.
Did you? Hershey Park is nice. That's another thing. I went to the Blink-182 concert at Hershey Park,
Right.
which was amazing.
Right.
So good. And Hershey Park looks like a nice park. I've never actually been to the park.
Yeah.
Is it
itself.
is that like clean like Busch Gardens?
Very clean, just small.
Yeah. Small.
Yeah. So, here's the bad thing about the field trip. Okay, so it was the first time Mountain View Elementary, where she goes or went, she's going on to 6th grade next year, is that this was the first field trip they have ever done with like the whole class, all 5 5th grade classes. So it was 150 kids
Okay.
going to one thing. So we had a group of 4 or 5 girls. Like they split them up into groups. So I had like
How many were under your watch?
4 girls.
Okay.
But I had another,
That's manageable, right?
huh?
Yeah.
That's manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had another mom that was actually 2 moms. Was it 2 moms? Yeah, that were
Do they like riding rides? Moms?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's what I've found. Since the last time I've been on a roller coaster, I guess I've grown a little bit. So here's the thing I didn't get. Like, it was a tight fit to get me in. With one of the rides, I couldn't fit in the chair, and the guy had to flip us with another row where they had like a bigger seat, I guess. But also, you insert your whatever fat jokes there, whatever. But it wasn't really my gut; it was my shoulders.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, there's some of them
because you're
that
a beast.
There's some of them that are smaller. Yeah, like we walked past a couple that Donnie was almost too tall for.
Yeah, they actually had an
What's what I'm saying?
upper limit,
Garden.
and I scraped my head on the upper limit. I thought I was going to lose my head. It wouldn't have been that big a loss.
Well, that's what I was worried about, because I was like, I'm only 6'1". I mean, that's tall, but it's not too tall.
No,
I mean,
that's average.
It's that I don't know what the average height is.
American male average is about 5'9".
Right.
Really?
So I'm a little bit.
It used to be 5'10". So congratulations, Jay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, we're getting smaller.
It's immigration. Yeah.
Ah.
So but I mean, it's not changed much. It's huge numbers, right? So yeah,
Right.
about 5'9".
So I'm 2-3 inches above average, right? So,
Right.
and like it was like killing my shoulders coming down on it. Like I was like having to hunch down to get even underneath the thing to ride the rides.
Right.
And here's the problem with that. Is that if you're like one of the kids or an average woman, you have a little
Little play.
But if you're strapped in there tight, you're feeling every.
Yes.
So after about 4 roller coasters, I was like, I'm done. And here's the thing is that they planned it so we got there about 11:30, right? Okay, and then by the time you get in the park, it's noon, and the buses were leaving at 4, so they had 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours is nothing at an amusement park.
So basically, at King's Dominion, if you look at it as because it's like a big circle, right?
Yeah.
It's like on a clock. We only did like a quarter of the park.
Yeah. What percentage of the
lines
kids
were terrible?
What percentage of the kids did you make it back with?
We only lost one.
Okay, that's
good.
that's really good. That's really good. Was it one that nobody cared about anyway? I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully she found her way home eventually, but I mean that not my problem.
Now, we had the same thing at Hershey. We got there at 11 till 6, but all the teachers bought fast passes,
Okay.
so that way we could get through all the lines.
Right, but you weren't with the. You also had.
Yeah, you had high school.
You had high school kids. You didn't have to be with them the entire time.
No, they just sent me a picture every 2 hours.
Yeah.
Showing me their alive.
Right. Yeah.
So you guys you were the teachers that got to go do your own thing.
Right. Yeah. This was with you were in middle school age.
5th graders. Well, finishing
fifth grade,
Were
yeah.
any of all those kids were tall enough to ride the rides, right? Did they even get cut?
There might have been a couple that couldn't. We had one girl in our group that didn't want to ride any rides at all.
Didn't want to. Yeah, that's fair.
So did they? Have, you had one of the parents that was like, "I'll just."
Well,
stand.
actually, her parents were one of the parents that were there.
And
So
they just stood with her.
Well, actually, her mom.
Why go?
Her mom rode the rides with her. Her dad didn't. So
Oh.
she sat with her dad while the mom came and rode the rides with us.
Why go?
Because your friends are there.
You're
And
right.
there are other things in roller coasters at amusement parks.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we did the Anaconda,
A scrambler.
and it was good. It was on like a Thursday, I believe, and school was still in. Yeah. So the park wasn't that busy. So a lot of the rides
took you that long to get through.
Yeah.
That's to get 150 kids through the gate is what he's
You
talking about.
weren't pulling one of our moves where we're just like boom, 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 roller coaster, roller coaster, roller coaster.
At a point, yes, we were. But the first, so I guess I can't think of the name of the first one we went on. Nick, I don't know if you know the rides down there anymore or not. But we went on the one that was like the biggest, fastest one.
The Intimidator.
The Intimidator.
The Intimidator.
No,
with
it
the
wasn't-
huge steep drop.
It wasn't the Dale Earnhardt one.
Okay.
That was like the second or third one we went on. There was another one there. I can't think of the
There's a
name of it.
new one, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So-
I haven't been there in years.
So it
It's
took us
been
about 15, 20 minutes to get through the line to get on that first one. But after we went through that first one, the rest of the rides were you walk up, not even 5 minutes, you're on the ride through.
Sounds familiar.
So the Anaconda, we did the Intimidator. There is a ride there now. I don't remember what it's called. It's some African name one.
Right.
I was like, there's no way I'm riding that. So what it is it's really tall, right? And the track goes like almost like an S that keeps going, right?
Uh-huh.
And so you get on the track itself. There's 2 cars on either side of the track, right? And your little car, it was almost like a Ferris wheel cart, so where you can flip around, right?
Okay.
And so it drops you down, and you're flipping, but you're also going down this track like this, and you're just flipping the whole time. And I was like,
Nope.
Hey, I hate to be a guy who talks administration, but should we maybe pour beers and have them while we talk about other stuff?
oh no, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We got an hour to kill. Yeah. So yeah, we
Thirsty.
got plenty of time. All right. Well, we can do it next after we finish the. So we did a bunch of rides, and then it was almost time to go. And the last ride they wanted to do, which was a horrible mistake.
Drop zone.
Scooby-Doo.
No. Did you know the Grizzly is still there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Grizzly's still there. It is a ride that's been there forever.
Well, the Rebel Yell.
Probably the second
Well, it's
oldest
not the
one in
Rebel
park.
Yell anymore.
Which ride do you think we would not want to do last?
The Berserker.
No, you're not thinking of what it was the Whitewater Rapids.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah, you
Whitewater
got wet.
Canyon. Whitewater Canyon.
I got friggin' douched. I got hit with like a friggin' wave like Bodie and fucking Point Break.
And you had the air-conditioned charter bus, right?
Yeah.
No, I drove down there.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, nice.
So only like one parent got to ride on the bus, which is fine. I wanted to ride anyways because afterwards Scarlett could ride home with me.
So you didn't bring a change of clothes?
I did not. So I had to drive home soaking wet.
That had to suck.
Yeah, it was not
You
great.
do that at the beginning or like noon.
Or don't do water rides.
Yeah.
We decided not to do water rides when we went to Busch Gardens.
So, I mean, it would have been nice if it was the first thing we did, so you could have the rest of the day to dry off. Like when you're going through those fast rides,
Yeah,
you're,
that
like
would've been
air
fun.
drying.
Yeah.
But no, we went last and I got completely drenched, and then my shoes and socks completely drenched. So I took off my shoes and socks to drive home because my feet were just soaked. It was not a great idea, but it was fun. And Scarlett never been to a park with the rides like that.
You didn't have your new Air Maxes on, did you?
No, I did not. No. I knew better than to wear.
All right.
No, I wore some old like free runs.
All right.
Yeah, no, I wasn't that dumb.
Because we talked about it before we left. Donnie was like, I didn't really wear stuff that I plan on getting wet. And I was like, all right.
Didn't even consider it.
No water rides. All right, no problem. I can wear whatever I want.
It was comfortable weather when we were there.
Yeah.
We didn't need to get drenched.
No, it actually was.
So here's another funny thing. So Scarlett's teacher, Mr. Kareem, he was just walking around by himself, just jumping on rides with kids. You know, like Mr. Kareem. So he went on the Anaconda with us, right?
Right. The Anaconda's still there.
Yeah.
It's a good ride.
And so here's what they also do now is they have all these lockers before you get on the ride, and you can rent a locker to put all your stuff in. So he's like just get your bag, because everybody had to bring like a drawstring backpack to put their stuff in. So he's like don't worry about renting it, just throw your bag up top. So he threw his bag up there
Up top where?
on top of the lockers.
Okay.
So you didn't know. He was just. So all of us threw our bags up there too, right? And I was like, that's kind of. Well, actually, I kept my stuff in my pocket, but I had zip like shorts like these.
Yeah, with zippers.
With zippers, so I zipped it in. He gets on there. We're riding. He friggin' loses his phone.
Oh no!
And not only did he do it, some lady ahead of us lost her phone mid-ride.
Fell out of pockets?
Yeah, and so I see a cell phone. It was like.
The Matrix.
Yeah, dude, it was like outer space, because you see the phone come up because you're like, I guess it was like catching 0 G's or whatever, and the phone's just sitting there, and then we go, and then the phone just flies by our head. Like, so me and the mom that I'm sitting next to, we just see this red cell phone fly right by our heads, and we're like, what the like that could have seriously injured somebody.
We saw something like that when we were.
Did we see somebody lose a phone? I
No,
didn't see
no. The people behind us were talking about it.
Lost
Somebody,
their IDs.
The guy caught the ID in midair.
Yeah.
He saved the ID, but they lost something else. I think it was the phone. No, they lost the ID. He caught a debit card. But the debit card and the ID went flying. He ended up losing the ID. one or the other. But the dude was like, I caught it midair. It was like just hanging there.
Yeah, so he lost his phone. And then you get off the ride, and they're like, well, at the end of the night when the park closes, we go and pick up all the phones we find. So you can come back tomorrow, and if you claim it. He said, I saw him at the graduation. He said they actually mailed it to him.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, so
All
it
right.
was nice for him. Yeah, he had to drive back down there.
Was it all busted up?
No, I think it was fine. Because it's all grass underneath, so, and the cell phones are pretty...
Lucky it didn't land in the water features.
Yeah, no, that's another thing. Yeah, if it would have landed in that. But
Every ride says something about having a cell phone.
Yep.
We would, at Busch Gardens, you take all your stuff off, and they have little bins right on the other side of where the roller coaster is. And you just set them in the bin. You get right back on and strap in. So as soon as you get off, it's sitting right there. You just grab it and go.
they had the bins there, too.
That's
Some of
what
them,
we
you just
did.
throw it in.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you need.
Some of the rides
locker.
didn't have the bins, though.
Oh.
Well, then you just lay it on the ground.
You have to do the lockers before you get into the line. But some of them have the bins there to put your stuff in. But it was fun. We had a good time.
Scarlett likes roller coasters.
She liked the first 2 or 3, and then she was like
Kind of tired of them, or
kind of like was getting scared of them.
Yeah.
But then she ended up going on another one. She was fine, I think, because she'd never been on the roller coasters like that before. But it was fun. King's Dominion's interesting. Mm-hmm. Remember they used to call it Gang's Dominion, right?
Yeah, Gang's Dominion.
But we had a good time.
Is it still that way?
No, because there wasn't a lot of people. It was
it's
mostly
Thursday, and
It was. It literally was probably 80%
Do the
field trip school age kids.
do the boyfriend and girlfriend still like dressed exactly alike?
Yeah,
walk
there was
around?
a lot of that.
Do you see that?
They did, yeah.
Yeah. Why is that, dude? Let's go to an amusement park and dress exactly alike.
I don't know. I feel like it's something you guys would do.
I was going to say, well, I can think of a couple who
I
did
could
that.
definitely
No, I
Jason
would
or Brooke.
never do that. But like they would like all white or all red. Every time
It's
you
like
see
throwing the
that shit.
Amazing Race.
Yeah.
All purple. You'd always see that. Like,
all right.
why?
So also, what we're going to do tonight is that Jason's almost brother-in-law. Would you call him that?
Yeah,
Jonathan,
soon to be
brother-in-law, works at Fairwinds.
Right, and we're going to
Brewing.
have him on a show eventually.
But he has a couple of their beers here that we're going to taste. So
Yes,
Nick's going to grab them.
They just brewed them. They're brand new beers.
Nice. I can't wait to try them. So Nick's going to
I
pour us
believe
some beers.
They're not crazy. Donnie's got some crazy ones. He's got one that's a chorizo flavor.
Chorizo flavor. Yeah, Lazy Dog Restaurant.
Yeah.
They've got a beer club, and it kind of pays for itself, right? But I'm probably going to drop it because I don't live close enough. But anyway, once a quarter you get a sampler pack from some brewery, and
I'll show him the one of them's a collab with Top
Three Notch.
Three Notch.
Notch. Yeah. And it looks like look at the artwork. One of them is that's
Wu-Tang.
Yeah, that's the Wu-Tang one, and then this one is you probably know what that is.
Oh, Team America.
Yeah,
Okay.
Team America.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure what's going on with that.
It's like
it's just tropical.
tropical, beachy one. All right, so Nick's going to pour us, and I'll talk about it because I am a beer snob, so
Yes.
I will discuss this. I went to a wedding. Okay, Melissa's cousin got married, and it was at this really nice restaurant / brewery over in Maryland, and they had a couple IPAs of their own on tap.
Right,
You-
a quarter each, right? Not half a can each.
We got a 6-pack of each.
we got a lot of beers to try.
Okay,
Not that many.
not that many. I mean,
Well, all right, there we go. I guess we do need another can.
and I don't know if Donnie, you may know more about beers and these.
You know,
things. I've tried to get.
not a ton. I mean, there's so it's a broad category, right? So it's hard to know a lot about it.
Yeah, so like me and John and Wyatt, or all my neighbor Mike, are all beer snobs, so we know what we would like. So there's different types of IPAs. There's a West Coast IPA, which this one is. This is the first one. Let me see.
West Coast, yep.
So it's called Between Friends from Fairwind. It's a West Coast style IPA, 6.2.
Does it have the bitterness units on IBU on it?
Probably.
I don't think so.
I
Yeah,
think it does.
35
Okay.
IBU.
Now, what's a good IBU?
I'm not an IPA guy, frankly. So like, I don't love a
there
high
you go.
IBU, but
A good IPA, you want to smell it first?
It smells fruity.
That's good. Okay, so. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that one.
fairly smooth. Fairly smooth for an IPA.
Yeah, a little bitter.
The West Coast seem to be a little bit more bitter. So the ones I like and like John like were Juice Bomb guys, which is like what's called a New England.
Yeah,
or
I like
New
the New
England
England IPAs.
Yes, so they're more juicy.
Yeah,
It's like it almost tastes like half beer, half orange juice, which we really like.
right.
So I was at this wedding and I went up. They had their own beers on tap. So I asked the bartender, "Do you have any New England IPAs?" And he said, "No, they're all local." So I was like, okay, this fucking guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Yes,
That was a bartender?
Yeah.
He's a beer tender. Well, no, he's probably a bartender for the wedding.
No, because it was the bar part of it. It wasn't like in the reception room. It was actually they're actually at their bar.
And he still said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, beer tenders are supposed to know that shit.
You would think, but he didn't. So I was like, okay, this is
Everybody's
what
got
you're
a first day on the job, Matt.
on. I guess so.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Between Friends. Now, is this one going to be available? Because Fairwind actually does the. They do the. You can buy them at like Harris Teeter. No, I'm good. I got a lot left. Just drink it. You don't have to drive anywhere.
I'll drink it. It's him, not me.
I'll have the rest. I gave you how much I want to give you.
All right.
There are others I'm going to take a lot of.
Right.
No, this is good. I like this one. Not too overpowering. Smooth. Smells good.
It's just the bitter part at the end.
I mean, that's an IPA, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But I would drink this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would. Sorry for the.
Probably ought to tell people that where Fairwinds is. I mean,
Fairwinds is in Lorton, but like I was just saying, Fairwinds has distribution to all like the major chains, so you can go to. I go to Harris Teeter right by my house and get Fairwinds.
Yep. I just heard their name on a ad for Total Wine. They mentioned them.
I want to say he said this one is at Wegmans.
Oh, this is the Wegmans one?
Yeah.
One of these is
Wegmans has good
Wegmans,
salt.
and then they got another one coming out that's just for Giant.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
they're just doing. I gotta ask him if they've got any New Englands coming out anytime soon. But yeah, that's good. I like that one.
We're gonna have him on because he can explain.
Oh yeah,
the
he
difference.
could definitely talk more in depth about each one.
He gets really in depth, and I get confused.
The depth of our scientific breakdown is that tastes good.
Well, no, he probably goes into the citra, what type of what type of hops,
kind of
they
hops
use.
it is,
Yeah,
what type of hops,
or how you get different styles.
I was trying to get him on tonight, but he's busy.
And none of us clearly are busy.
Very diplomatic answer, Jason.
Well, he's busy.
Right. All right. So what's next, Nick?
We're going to do the lager next, I believe.
Oh, that's a good palate cleanser.
What's
That's
it called?
good.
AFY?
Yeah, I guess that's.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, I think
It's 'cause of Team America.
America.
It's America yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah, Team America.
Fuck yeah. Yeah,
That was
okay,
Team America, yeah.
I get it. Okay, now I get it. Yes. Okay.
Hold on.
There you go.
I always wonder with these that there's not some sort of copyright consideration. Are they tipping out the Matt Parker, Stone and Parker on this, or
They're
That's why
probably
he's backwards.
yeah? It's not exactly it.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
They probably did just enough to not get sued.
How did the GI Joe ones ever get by?
I don't know how Detroit Theory got.
Because they were using actual character names.
I wonder if they paid
They might. Who owns
Mattel.
GI Joe? Mattel owns GI Joe.
Mattel, yeah, I think probably still owns them. I don't know, but they didn't actually use any of the names of the characters.
Oh, I thought it was called the Destro. Or
No.
It's just his picture.
It was just his picture, and each one had a different. Like the famous Obama drawing,
The Hope
one.
Yeah.
Each of them had a different.
Yes. Right. So this is lagery, right? I mean, it's just kind of
A lager.
inoffensive.
Yeah, this is like your typical, Miller Lite,
yeah.
Bud Light,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. So.
Probably not light though.
Well, that's good.
Let me see. Where's that?
That's very, very.
So this one's the AFY
This
Fuck
is
yeah.
one you could drink a whole lot of.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is what when you go to a brewery and you have somebody with you who doesn't really know the
Do you
new
have something
brewery
like
scene.
Bud
Yes,
Light?
exactly.
Yep.
Every brewery has something like that.
So there isn't much about the lager on here, which is fine. And it's only 4.0, like like a typical
it's
lager.
definitely like a
But
lager.
it's good. It's good. It's,
Well,
it's
to give Jay a comparison, was IBU's list on this just to give him a comparison for what a lager's IBU is? It's probably like 15 or something.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
15. Oh, it's on. I got a can.
it is light. It's crisp. It's just like a good, it's a better version of your Miller Lite, Coors Light type stuff.
I guess they don't list their IBUs on the non-IPAs because it doesn't make much sense.
Right.
So
Yeah, I could mow through a 6-pack of these easy.
Yeah, these are.
that's what
is
it's for.
Yeah, this is for. But it's a little bit more expensive. You can get Bud Light for so cheap now.
Yeah, but this, I mean, if you taste this and then taste a Bud Light, you'd be able to tell the difference.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, for
Just
one,
a
this
better
isn't
quality.
this isn't a light
We
beer.
tried
This is not a light
The
beer.
problem is we tried this after
Like a Budweiser
yeah.
or a Miller.
We tried this after a IPA. That's
So-
why
yeah.
now it's like drinking water.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it is nowhere near as strong a
No.
flavor.
No.
Yeah.
right. It's tasty. I like it.
Yeah, it's very very clean.
I could bong one of these through the
Yeah, through the eagle.
The eagle.
That was awesome.
All right, we can talk. Or we going to talk about other things as we sit. Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we could
Come on.
actually go into Tournament of Champions right now because we didn't.
Did you guys get to see our picture? By the way, I'm sure
I
you
saw
did.
the soccer team picture.
Yes. How great was that?
That was pretty sweet. And White got you a bunch of medium shirts.
Yeah, the shirts were too small.
Well,
Yeah, they weren't. They were the right sizes. They were just European sizes.
They were for an extra large soccer player.
Yes,
which
yes.
is not you.
Yes, they were definitely schmediums.
So to fill everybody in what we're talking about, so each year at Tournament of Champions, March Madness,
We actually just started this, so this is only the second year.
right we started doing these gimmick pictures, I guess.
yeah, the
So
first.
last year we did the sorority picture, which was hilarious, with all of us lined up on the stairs. So
That is funny.
Yeah, it
at
was
March
funny.
Madness this year, Jason and Wyatt and I started kicking around some ideas. Mm-hmm. So we decided, hey, for Tournament of Champions this year, we're going to order everybody soccer jerseys with
Yes.
their name and their number on it, and then we're going to do a soccer team picture.
And I bought the little felt sign that had the letters.
Like a team picture from the
The
80s.
team picture from the 80s.
Your little hot
Sorry, we got a little. No, that my volume. Something happened.
Did you click on one of those buttons there?
I don't think so. Those are actually buttons.
They're little knobs. Yeah.
No, I don't think I touched it though.
Technical difficulties.
So we got the jerseys, and nobody knew, but three. Well, I think Brian knew, but
yeah.
and they were the American flag themed ones.
And after our Donnie's been there, so he knows when we do the whole drawing of the ping pong balls and all that. After that, we did the national anthem. And then we said, "All right, everybody, before we leave, we have a surprise for everybody."
Yep.
And that's when we pulled the jerseys out and did the whole picture.
Everybody knew something was going on because I had to get shirt sizes and
Numbers.
from everybody.
Yeah. So they probably knew something.
You can kind of narrow it down from that.
Yeah.
But they didn't know it was for a picture.
Right. They didn't know exactly what we were doing,
Yeah.
but they had an idea of sort of. So it was fun. We did the picture, and then we did the golfing on Friday, which was fun. Me, JB, and Wyatt were a group, the Hacks.
Yep.
It was a fun time. It was good. The weather was great.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yep. It was.
Then we
it
went
was-
on to-
It was a good time.
Yeah. Back to the cabin, did horseshoes and cornhole all night. Let the drinks flow, and then Saturday was the actual tournament,
Yes.
which consists of horseshoes, cornhole, beer pong, caps, and then the winner of each of those categories plays quarters or battleship for the championship.
I just realized why Matt is going all into this.
Yeah, I know why too.
Well, no, it doesn't.
The most bitter man I've ever seen in my life sitting there that night. Poor guy.
give him a high IBU for the next
I
one.
was like, I gotta go to bed, man. I'm tired. I don't want to see Matt sit there in his chair just so sulking.
Well, you're ruining the ending.
Go on.
You're getting ahead of it. You're getting ahead of
All
yourself.
right, go on.
So we did horseshoes first, which I dominated.
Matt
I
freaking.
wanted-
It was the This was the best tournament. Matt he was killing it in everything. You even killed it pretty good. I mean, I don't know what you guys did in.
I think if it had
cornhole, what happened in cornhole? Did you make it through?
I don't know. I think if it had been Marshall Madness, where you don't just go off who wins the tournament, but you do a point system, I probably would have won.
Patrick won the other two.
Well, it would have been very close to us at the end there too. Just
you
like
would have been probably doing the exact same thing, tied.
Right. So, dude, I hit 5 ringers in the finals of horseshoes.
Yes,
I was on fire,
dude. He was
dominant.
He in horseshoes. He was.
I was locked in.
Yeah.
So won that, and then we went on to cornhole. I don't know. My cornhole game has not been great lately. I've not been good.
Who was your partner? Was it me?
No. I don't remember. It may have been. I don't know. Not important, but
Wyatt was my partner.
maybe it was Brian. Anywho, we were eliminated, and Patrick ended up winning.
He won
Cornhole. Went on to beer pong. I made it to the championship of beer pong.
Yes. So maybe you would have actually won in points.
Yeah. And we lost
because Patrick won that.
Right, but how did Patrick do? The thing is, how did Patrick do?
But we
like
lost in first round of both the other things.
Yeah, so I think points
You were
wise,
his partner in the last one, right?
yeah.
In caps, weren't you his partner, and then you won at the end?
I don't remember.
You beat us. You beat Victor and I, which Victor and I were on fire, and then all of a sudden,
Matt was on fire in freaking caps.
Yeah. So I ended up winning caps too, and then Patrick had won beer pong. So the finals was Patrick won 2 and I won 2.
Right. And they were on the opposite sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
So they had to play each other once. It was best 2 out of 3.
Yeah. And he beat me in quarters back to back and won the thing, and then I lost. Close. I mean, I had been in the finals before, but I had never gotten close. This is definitely the closest I'd ever been.
Wait a minute. You've made it to Battleship before?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
You have made it to Battleship?
Oh yeah, I've been.
Then how did you?
I've won.
You had the worst strategy at Battleship I've ever seen. You shouldn't have been on the. You shouldn't have been on the ground. You should have been sitting in a chair, and then you just pick up the quarters when you need them. Let them fall. And
well,
then
here's the problem: is that the sheriff had all the quarters, and he passed out, and nobody had any quarters. So we were.
So we found 4 though.
We struggled for like 15 minutes finding 4 quarters.
But then you took your chair away and you just like sat on your knees and did it, and it made it harder.
Well, there was a problem was that you lose a quarter, and then you're on your hands and knees searching for a quarter for 2 minutes.
You were making it out like it. If the quarter was on your side of the table, it's yours, so you could take your time to get it.
All right,
it's just there's little.
So me and Marcus won horseshoes.
Oh, you took pictures of everything.
Yeah, Sheriff and Patrick.
He was proud
Proud of this one.
Bags, Victor and Patrick won. And caps.
Who'd they beat?
And what?
And Bags.
Bags. They beat Decker and Nick.
Decker? Is this a Decker I know?
I'm
It's
glad.
Adam.
I'm glad that.
Cool.
I'm glad that Decker hasn't won anything yet.
Yeah, come in late. And
he
stuff.
comes in late.
And then me and Patrick won caps, and I beat Patrick in the final caps.
Right, so he would have made it to the championship in that too.
But how did he do? And the thing though,
Speaking of caps, that's funny because
Patrick didn't get it out of the first round of horseshoes. Though
It doesn't matter though.
I mean,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
it's amazing. I mean, we could go back and get the point totals and find out for sure, but
It was Marshall Madness, so it didn't. I
it
mean,
was
tournament
champions.
champions didn't matter.
Right. So, yeah. So then I was depressed for the rest of the night. Have you seen that?
Dude, he was so upset. He was sitting in a chair, and I was like, "Oh man,
I blew it.
Yeah,
I didn't even win one. It was like, have you ever seen the meme or GIF of from Narcos of what's his
Pablo Escobar.
Pablo
on the
Escobar
swings.
swinging by himself. That's what I look like.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Jason?
Matt sat by himself in a chair for about an hour and a half before he finally made it back over to the fire where it was warm. But he just sat there staring off into nowhere, and we're all not sure what to do.
I was
Pour another beer.
That's when
what
I
you
went
do.
to bed. I saw him sit.
all these years, and I've never won it, and I was so close,
So close.
and it friggin' slipped through my fingers.
Pour another beer. That's what to
Yeah.
do.
I really thought it was yours this year, though.
I was on fire.
I thought
was
you
doing
had a
good.
chance. You just had to beat. And then Patrick, out of all people, won another one.
I was in the championship of 3 of the 4, won 2 of them, and then fucking lost.
All right, so this
All right,
one
Marshall
is,
Madness. I'm going to be ready to go. So I also had bought this thing. I thought it was awesome. It was the Freedom Eagle, and it's this plastic eagle, and it's hollowed out, and the tail of it is a little opening, and you pour beer into it, and you shotgun beers out of it.
It was our mascot.
It was our mascot.
AFY would be a perfect beer for that.
Uh-huh.
So as we were sitting, so everybody was shotgun beers, and then
John, of
as
course,
we,
it was John. It's always John.
as we were sitting during beer pong, John was walking around with beers,
Making
everybody shotgun more.
It's always him.
This is fine, we're there
Yep.
to do some drinking. But it was awesome.
But
Weather was great.
at that point, I was out of it pretty much, and so I was like, I was egging him on. Come on, John, give everybody one.
Is this some sort of a hybrid? East
All right, let's
/ West
see.
Coast?
Okay,
Let me see. So this one's called Brutang. Shaolin versus Brutang. Wu-Tang. Donnie has no idea what we're talking about.
I know what Wu-Tang is.
Yeah, but you don't understand the Shaolin monks.
No, I know what a Shaolin monk is, but I don't know how that... Yeah, anyway.
All right, so Wu-Tang, they're obsessed with like the old ninja karate movies with
Right,
Shaolin monks,
right.
so they rap about them a lot.
Okay.
All right, so this one is it's a East-West Coast style IPA, so I guess it's since it's
Some
a
sort of a
hybrid between 3-Notch and Fairwind, so I'm guessing they blended a West Coast from
Yeah,
one
it's
and
gonna be a
an
blend.
East Coast from another. So this one is... Let me see. So it's a 7.0.
this one smells pretty good. I kind
Never
of get
done.
a.
It does.
not
It
have
does.
that
It does smell nice.
I'm getting like a pineapple.
Yeah, it's
I'd buy that, or
You get
something
a
tropical
pineapple.
like guava
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. As IPAs go, I can handle this. This isn't bad.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
This one's definitely a lot stronger than the last one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What is the percentage?
You mean
7.0.
strong in
Oh, it's
alcohol or strong in flavor?
Flavor.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if you could taste the alcohol difference.
No, but it's definitely got the stronger. It's good.
That's good.
I like this
That's
one.
probably
Less of the bitterness at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
because
definitely
that's
smoother.
That's
Yeah.
the half of the East Coast. Too.
Yeah.
Now, I believe this one's not released yet.
Oh, it's not.
Ooh.
Unreleased.
How lucky are we?
I should be
To Jonathan.
Yeah, you know what? I should be posting pictures of each of these beers on our Instagram as we go.
Sweet.
Or don't they have what's that beer site?
Oh.
Untapped.
Untapped,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
on Untapped. I do all that shit.
You already got a can, right? For these.
All right. So where's the first one we do? We did this one
was the
first.
first one. Too much beer, too quick.
Yeah, it was the beer.
We went to Ford's
good.
Fish Shack tonight. I got the rockfish. Brooke got 2 lobster tails, and we split.
Nice. I love Fords.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it is. 2 lobster tails? Come on.
Yeah. Well, the lobster tails actually, it's $40.
Yeah.
$37, but the rockfish was probably 20 something. I'm sure. I didn't even look at the price on that one.
I don't think you want to necessarily get cheap fish.
No, rockfish is good, but it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
I definitely like the lobster better, but
Yeah.
Oh, and she got one fried and one grilled.
Fried lobster tail?
We never seen it. They asked, "Do you want it fried or grilled?"
Like
And
they just dipped the whole tail in the deep fryer with the shell?
Yeah, the whole thing was like it was the top of it at least was battered.
That's probably pretty delicious.
It was so good. She was like, fried? And they were like, yeah. And she goes, can we get, and then the lady was like, we want one of each. And it was like, we were like, yeah. So we got, that was so good, man. The lobster was really good. The rockfish was good, but it wasn't. I've had better rockfish.
It's June, right? I don't know. I don't think rock's in particular in season in the East Coast right now,
Oh.
well, maybe that's what it is.
or at least in our part of the East Coast.
I had a piece of rockfish somewhere. I don't remember what restaurant it was. It was the best fish I've ever had.
Well,
Whoever made it, wherever I was, I had it. It was at a nice restaurant. I remember that. But
well, I don't generally love pieces of. I mean, I like fish, but I don't. If I go to a seafood restaurant, I'm likely to order
It was
shrimp
like
or mussels
it
or
melted
something else,
in your
but
mouth. It was like
if you get
butter.
a good piece of swordfish or mahi or
Yeah,
tuna,
yeah.
that's tough to beat.
yeah, tuna when it's yeah.
I mean, even when you cook it, just like put
Yeah.
some black marks on it. That's
Yep.
about all I want on
Yep.
my tuna.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this was
It was good. The four, and then we had a couple drinks, so it was.
I picked up Moby Dick on the way home.
Is that
Oh,
a
did
new
you?
name for a VD?
Yeah.
I've never had Moby Dick. Is it good?
Really? You
Wait,
know,
I really, for a second, thought you were planning on like at least listening to the audiobook. What is Moby Book? Is Moby Dick a restaurant around here?
yeah.
You
You
never
never heard of Moby Dick?
No, they serve whale.
No. They serve kebabs.
Where
really
is
good.
it? Where is the one that you?
So there's one by Wegmans in Sterling, and then there's one on 7. You know that shopping center where like Home Goods is?
yes.
There's a Moby Dick in there. That's where it's really good. So that's what
It's a
I've
kebab
never. I
place.
don't think I've ever had Moby Dick. There was
You
one
just
in
had
Ashburn, right? What was the kebab place in Ashburn that was over there by Harris Teeter? That's Harris Teeter over there, right? Yeah. There was like a Milwaukee's, and there was it used to be where the Jerry's was.
Oh, dude, I haven't been in Jerry's.
Jerry's is
30
closed.
years.
It's closed.
Maybe that's why I haven't been
Jerry's
in one in a
is
long
so
time.
good,
Oh
yeah.
man,
Jerry's
the meatball
is so
subs.
good. I love Jerry's.
It was just
The big
poison,
Bubba.
but
Oh my god, Jerry's was so good.
The last one in Manassas close to us closed right
That-
as we moved in this house.
Yeah.
that would
We
make
went
sense
twice.
if that was the last one in this area. Yeah.
Well,
The
the
one in
last
Manassas.
the last one for a long time
I think that might be
was
the
the one
first
in Reston, right off 7.
There
That
was
shopping
one in
center.
Reston?
Yeah, right off Reston Parkway. You go down 7, you turn right on Reston Parkway, and about a half mile down the road, there's
Have
a
you-
shopping center with like a
That
giant.
one in Manassas
Have
may have been
you
the first
either-
one in the area too.
Do you guys ever go to the deli over there by in that
Called the Deli.
in that Herndon?
Brad and
That's
Michelle
my
love that place.
That place is awesome.
Where's it at?
It's right there where remember where the in Herndon where the
Chesapeake Bay used to be.
Right off
Kmart
Elm
Kmart
Street.
Shopping Center.
Yeah,
And
there's
they
a little place
had
called the Deli.
they had
It's
one in
just-
Countryside that I think has moved. It's still
straight
closed.
up.
I mean, it's still got pictures that are faded of like Doug Williams. Oh no! I mean, they're like sun faded pictures up around it, and it's
I love
like,
a good deli. It's hard to
Dude,
find one now. I'll try it.
Go to that one.
Best sandwiches.
Get my. I always,
Brad's
I
family
always
grew
get
up
the
on the deli.
Stallone.
Okay.
The Stallone is. I'm telling you, man, it's
But
definitely an Italian deli.
There was until at least recently one in Countryside.
That
too, the
one's
same
not
place, but
very
it mo-
good.
It moved. It's the same. It's the same business.
It was
I
the
know,
same-
there's
but
a
it
place-
wasn't.
brother.
But it
The-
wasn't.
the one in
wasn't
Herndon's
the
the
same.
original.
It
I
was
used
the
to go there.
brother,
It
and then
wasn't
they
the
closed
same.
it.
Okay, the one in Herndon's the original.
There was
Ron, the one in
a-
Herndon is so good.
There's one in Leesburg, a deli. I can't think of. I think it might just be called the deli. It might be another one, but they
I
make
took-
really good sandwiches there too.
I took Tommy and Mandy there, and that's all they talk about. I want to go back to that deli. Can you bring us some sandwiches
Oh, my
when you
God.
come down? That place is. It's telling you. I'm telling you. It's the one where when you eat it, your hands smell like that freaking
Oh, Italian bread.
Italian,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
that seasoning is.
Oh yeah.
Or the
It's probably oregano.
Oh, my God. We had
garlic,
that-
Yeah.
no, the oils and stuff they put on there.
Yeah, like the oil and vinegar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your hands smell like that for like hours. You're just like,
I test if I have never eaten in a deli before. My test sandwich is always an Italian. That's how I find
Yeah.
out if it's a good deli.
well, that's
Yeah.
a good deli.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely
Check that
good-
place
good
out,
times.
man. If you ever, when you're coming home that way,
My family's go-to is Santini's. We always like Santini's.
Sure.
Santini's is
quality.
the same
Yeah.
kind of thing, but this one, I'm telling you, it's like straight up old school,
Santini's-
wrapped in white paper.
Yeah.
They're like this
Santini's
big.
menu is so huge.
Well, they
too.
have a lot of hot foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like one of those places they sell the peppers, the
Yes.
pepperoncinis and stuff in there. It's definitely a deli, and you can buy meat, just buy the meat. It's good.
Sounds delicious.
It
Now I'm
really
hungry.
is.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, that place is good.
All right, real quick, Jonathan, thank you for the beers. I doubt you listen to the show
No,
either.
I don't think he listens to the show. But
Who does listen
he
to the
might.
show?
He might if after he's on it. But
Yeah. Okay. I hope that's not.
he might listen to this one if I tell him we
Yeah.
talked about his beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe get everybody at Fairwinds to listen to it.
Fairwinds used to actually have an association with Big O and Dukes. So Charlie, the head brewer at
Yes,
Fairwinds,
he talked about. Jonathan talks about it. He can
He
talk
was-
about all this stuff. He knows all this.
he
shit.
was buddy with Big O and Dukes, and he used to make a beer especially for them. And that's how I'd been to Fairwinds before. Is they've had a couple events there at Fairwinds
I've never been.
before Jonathan worked there.
Yeah, I've never been.
And that's where they had they did some of the best stuff. They had a guy who was a professional painter, and he painted a picture that was like so Chad had talked up that he had done a painting of Oscar, right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, Big O and Dukes was basically Chad Dukes, Oscar Santana, and Drab T-shirt.
You're right.
And there was an unveiling at Fairwinds where they had 100 fans there. They had their own beer that was that they had brewed just for Big O and Dukes, and they unveiled the painting. Right, I've got pictures of it, and it was actually a painting of Drab. Okay, but it was because the first time they did it, it was a picture of Oscar as Vigo, the Carpathian.
Vigo the Carpathian.
Yes. I have that picture. I have a print of it on my refrigerator at home of Oscar the Carpathian.
I've seen it.
Yes.
I've seen it.
So this one they thought it was, and then they did the solemn Oscar one where Oscar was at a Caps playoff game. The Caps had scored, and everybody's up cheering, and Oscar's just sitting in a seat, and it's got like this sad look on his face. So somebody had taken a picture of that, and they turned that into, they had solemn Oscar everywhere. So they thought it was, so the bit was it was going to be another Oscar painting. So they ripped it off, and it was Drab in the Buffalo Bill where he opens up his little cover up thing and says, "Would you fuck me?"
And he's got his tucked in.
Yep. And just the expressions on Oscar's face, because Oscar's totally shocked that it's not him, and then Drab's totally shocked that it is him, and he's like bald in it. I'll have to find the picture and show you guys, but it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, and that happened at Fairwinds.
Okay.
So that's going back to some Big O and Dukes was my favorite podcast of all time. It's so good.
Really?
Yep. So this is a problem with the podcast.
The podcast before or their show before?
Well, they had a show that was on the radio. Okay, and then the radio, the station shift from Guy Talk.
So what was better, the podcast after?
Podcast was definitely better because the radio show on JFK was good, but once they went to the podcast, it's
They could do whatever they want.
well, they do whatever they want. It was great, and they had the best bits, everything. But then they had to go to podcast after JFK switched from WJFK Guy Talk to the Fan Sports Talk. So they revamped the whole, basically, lineup. So they had to go to podcast.
That's when they used to do from the bunker or whatever?
Yep, the bunker. And then some dude went back and found old stuff they said 10 years ago that you could say then and sent it to his current employers, and Chad got canceled, got fired because of stuff he said 10 years ago by someone who was, had an axe to grind.
Right.
So at that point, the show, Big O and Dukes ended. Oscar quit and did his own thing, and Drab did his own thing. So Chad started up his own
Drab's
podcast.
a producer.
Yeah, the Junkies.
Yeah.
Right. So, but Chad started his own show, and I love Chad, but it's just not what it was.
Yeah.
Also, the guys from JFK who are also Othello and Blue Shorts, they do their own podcast now, which I listen to. So if you're into like that type of stuff, check out their show. It's really good. It's called It Doesn't Matter. They do the thing where they release a free episode, then they have a Patreon episode too that you got to pay for. But theirs is that's good. They just did the Junkies month where they had each of the Junkies on their show.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It was good. It was.
I listen to Junkies in the morning just on my way to work.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, all right, real quick. Now that I've gone on my tangent about podcasting, I see Donnie's eyes.
I'm ready for another beer.
Glassing over. You can get Donnie another beer.
Pour that
No,
chorizo
yours.
beer around.
Yeah, the chorizo beer. I want to try that chorizo
Finish
beer.
what you got, man.
Real quick, one thing I did want to talk about was the TV show I've been watching. Now, people told me the show was great. They loved
here
it.
we go.
It wasn't me.
No,
It wasn't me either.
So I decided to check it out, and this show is called Yellowjackets.
Yeah,
Dude, I mean, but it was like fun trash for a while.
the first season was like it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt probably wants to prompt us on how we talk about this, but yeah, I mean, I didn't dislike it in the first season.
So basically, first of all, I'm going to say
It's kind of nostalgic with the '90s too.
Yes,
right, but it's also basically the same thing as the movie Alive. It's
Well,
a girls' high school soccer.
Okay, so
No,
it's at the beginning, the
maybe
very
at the
first
beginning,
concept. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, no, the concept is
if you okay,
I mean,
so
if
they
you ever
both had a
watched the show,
plane crash.
there is a soccer team that's in a plane crash in the middle of nowhere,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's true.
they turn
It
into
was a
cannibals.
soccer team.
I mean, the basic premise of
But like the
Yellowjackets
mysticism,
is
like the mysticism part.
so. So the first season was okay. You know, you were kind of guessing because the way it does is there's a time jump. So they go back to 1996 where they're all, you know, in high school,
Right.
And they're going to
On the
nationals,
way to the National Soccer Championship.
They crash in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Northern Canada.
Yeah.
Was
Which
it
is-
Canada or is
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so it was Canada.
I have so many questions.
Wait a minute.
though.
Why were they in northern Canada?
Have you ever? Because the Earth's curved, so when you fly from New Jersey to Seattle, you fly over the curve, so it takes you north. Anyway, it's shorter than just flying.
Okay.
The world's not flat. We can talk about this later.
No, I understand it's not flat,
Jamie
but I
flat
always
earther.
thought I always so like because when we fly out of DC, we don't fly.
You might. I don't know. If you're going to Seattle from DC, I'd have to look at the map. You might.
Well,
pick up
I've never
some
gone
Canada.
to Seattle, so I don't know that.
Well, all right then. So you never.
Oh,
never mind.
speaking of that,
Your personal experience isn't particularly relevant.
speaking of
here.
that, we'll talk about this in a minute. Keep going with your thing. I don't want to derail.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the derailer tonight.
All right. But this show is different from like Alive. Is that they have a time jump to the present time, which is like 25 years later,
Yes.
where these people have been saved.
Yeah, it's
Some
20,
of them have been
it's
saved,
20 teens sometime. One now, you're right. It's 20 teens sometime.
and you don't know exactly what's happened, how
okay.
they were rescued, any of that stuff.
Did you notice that? And this is probably going to sound terrible, but you know the actress that plays the the girl that was pregnant.
Yeah.
Who's the older actor?
Melanie Linsky.
I saw her in something from a few years
Melanie
before.
Linsky.
Why did I
She
just
used
see
to
her?
be-
Dude, between the first season and the second season, she gained some weight.
Okay.
I know it sounds terrible, but
Jason, I would never talk about something like that, right?
that
Nick?
was terrible. But I mean, you could tell there was a difference.
Yeah. And she's not. So you would know this lady. She's done. She
She's done
used
a
to
lot
be-
of stuff.
No, she used to be the commercial lady. She's been in a ton of commercials.
Yes, she was in a ton of commercials.
Yeah,
You
and
do
she
like-
was in some show I just saw. I can't remember what it was, or a show or
She
a
was
movie.
on a show on HBO with her and her husband. Wait a minute, were they getting divorced?
I don't remember. I can't remember where I just saw her and said, "Oh my God, no, that's what's her name from Yellowjackets."
Yeah.
I mean, a
She was
younger,
just-
thinner
she-
version. Yes,
She was just in something. She's in a lot of HBO shows. And I guess now. You don't want any?
No, I'm good. I gotta drive home after a while. But what do we know? What is it? All right, I'll try one more.
You just
You
give
try
him,
the-
give him a taste of
what
this
is
one. He
all
didn't need a lot.
these? Wait a minute,
Okay,
is
so
it-
so these are
Is that the chorizo one, Nick?
yeah. This is Lazy Dog's Beer Club. It's some brewery in Wyoming, and the art on the cans is pretty cool. But also, some of the beer. This beer is going to be a little funky.
All of these are from Wyoming?
Yeah, this brewery is, and then there's
Lazy Dog is from
Lazy
Wyoming.
Dog has a house beer over there too that Nick pulled out. I don't know if we'll do that or not.
Wyoming.
It's a red.
I used to spend my summers in Wyoming. My
Really?
cousins, yeah.
That's awesome. I'd love to go to Wyoming.
Right outside of Cheyenne, where my uncle lives. I used to spend a week in the ranch out there with my cousins.
Listen to the
Go ahead
freaking.
and get
Listen to
math.
Costner over here. You're freaking out there at the ranch?
Yep.
Yellowstone?
Yep.
I might be going in September to see App State play, Wyoming.
Do you know what the
When? September?
It's at like 7,500 feet of altitude. It's a different kind of game there.
If any of you guys want, we're going to go to, what game are we going to go to? We're going to go see App
At JMU.
at JMU.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm going to get to
you
see
don't care.
JMU beat UVA in Charlottesville, so I'll probably have my fill of that.
By the way,
you might be going to
Donnie,
UVA that day.
Yes, sir.
we're definitely doing UVA Maryland this year.
Yeah, in College Park.
At College Park, yes. Yeah.
This one?
Give Matt the can there, Nick.
This one's kind of watery.
Ooh. But it has like a...
Froth
You get
City,
the cinnamon.
It's from Slow Pour Brewing, Froth City Churros. A cinnamon cream ale.
Yeah, it's a
5%
cream ale. Cinnamon.
This
which
is
makes
churros, not... You said it
I
was...
said churros.
You said chorizo.
No, chorizo's a sausage.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I
that
thought
would
you
be-
said too.
Well, maybe I did, but that would be a delicious beer. Maybe we should do that one later.
I was
This
like-
is churros.
I was like, give us
I might have said
chorizo.
chorizo.
You said chorizo.
I do like
I'm
eating.
thinking, this. What the hell? They got some sort of sausage beer?
So this
You know,
one
if
is
we had
a-
chorizos and churros, it would be a really good night.
a chiro
So
beer. Sounds-
spicy beers are big. There's
Yeah.
really good beers that have like a jalapeno or habanero
yeah,
flavor.
yeah.
That's really good. So when he said chorizo, I thought, oh, okay. I
guess-
didn't think about it.
I
too
guess
much.
3 out of 4 people here say I said
This is-
chorizo.
This you can taste the.
It's
churro.
good, right?
Yeah.
So this is a cream ale with cinnamon and vanilla, IBU of 12, and a 5.0 alcohol.
12. It does taste.
Yeah, it's not going to be bitter.
No.
And the hops they use is a Saz hops, which I've never heard of.
No.
But it's
Now
very
it's
light.
Kinda, very light with the cinnamony flavor. This
Very
is the-
cinnamony.
Nick, you have something
Very-
to say. I can see you have something to
Yeah.
say about this beer.
This is a lady's beer.
Hey,
You're not wrong.
Just not very good.
It's. I don't think it's not overpowering.
it's a dessert
I wouldn't
beer.
say it's not good. I'm just saying it's not.
Nick's saying that.
You wouldn't ask for it twice.
Well, I guess.
I mean, not in a row, but it's a good dessert beer.
I would say ever.
It just tastes like a watered down, it tastes like that Bud Light with some cinnamon.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes
Well,
like.
it's a cream ale. It's smoother than.
Yeah, a little bit
than
smoother.
the
Definitely a
lager.
little bit
Yeah, yeah.
smoother. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I would drink it.
It's not like anything I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it works because it is so light. I think if it was heavier,
No, yeah,
it
if
really
it-
wouldn't work.
If
Right,
it were
if
thick,
it was heavier.
Maybe
in
like
there.
a
If it were
like a
thick,
winter
like-
stout.
yeah,
type
if it were
Yeah.
thing.
thick like a
Yeah.
Berliner Weiss or something, you couldn't handle it.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Real quick, going back to Yellow
Yeah,
Jackets,
Yes.
it gets really crazy. The show, right?
The
The thing that really pisses me off is that they got a couple guys that survived the crash too, and then a bunch of the girls, right?
Teenage girls.
Teenage girls. They make zero effort to get found.
Yeah, no, I know. This is
Zero
not
effort.
this is not a
Zero.
survival story. This is not how to
Zero
survive
effort.
in the Canadian waters, which I've watched Les Stroud talk about that a lot, and this isn't what he did.
Zero effort.
Zero effort. I'm like, they're not building big fires. They're not. There's snow where they could put branches, logs, SOS. If anybody flies over, they're going to see it. Zero effort into getting found. It's like they want to be there.
No, their great idea of how to get found is take somebody who's never flown a plane before and fly a plane.
Yeah,
that's
they-
been
they
sitting in
find-
the woods for
so-
20 years.
So they find a cabin. They find a dead guy in the cabin. And they find that he has his own runway and an own little single prop plane.
Grass strip,
yeah.
little grass strip.
And-
Yeah.
So the religious girl
The religious girl figures out how to fly it.
reads the manual. There's another thing. So spoiler alert: if you haven't seen it, she
It's towards
takes
the end
off
of
in the plane, and then she's flying over the lake, and they're all cheering, and all of a sudden, there's a fire in the cockpit, and the fucking plane explodes.
Which probably would.
That might
actually
not have been. It must not have been the manual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. The survive. It's not a how to survive in the Canadian wilderness show. It is not.
No.
That. Well, having a cabin
I
would
still
really
want to know.
make it a
I
lot
still want to
easier.
know how they got found.
Well, I'm not. I turned it off. I turned it off in the middle of the first episode of the second season because I'm like, what am I doing? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. And then you have the one black lady that keeps digging in the ground and eating dirt and.
I mean, I don't know who that dude is, but like Vigo the Carpathian is such
So
an
I found-
'80s kid cut. You
Yes.
have like if you're born a little later, you're not going to know that because Your parents might have made you watch Ghostbusters, but they're
Yeah.
not going to make you watch Ghostbusters 2.
So that's the Solemn Oscar Vigo the Carpathian painting. I'm still looking for the drab one. Here's the thing. So there is on the show, there is a young version of the person, and then there's an old version.
Yes.
So they have legit actresses playing the older version.
Some of them are good matches.
Yeah, like
Christina Ricci. She's a good match for her.
Yeah.
thing.
The lady playing the one who was pregnant as a teenager.
Yeah,
she's a
not
good
bad.
match. She's a good
And no, I think Melanie Linsky, the older version.
Yeah.
I think she's a terrible
then,
actress.
wait a minute. What about the crazy girl? The one that's what's her
Juliette
name?
Lewis plays the one. So here's the problem I
Juliette
have.
She always plays a crazy girl.
Juliette Lewis.
The girl who plays the younger version of her has her voice down.
Yes.
You will watch the show. She
Yes.
has the voice nailed.
Yes.
But the thing is, now this might sound like I'm nitpicking. Juliette Lewis is like an A cup, right?
Yeah.
The young version of her is like a D cup.
I didn't.
You know what? I hadn't noticed
I didn't
that.
notice it either.
These are the things I notice. So
Maybe she lost a lot of weight when she was.
Maybe she had reduction surgery because
Yes.
she's a jogger.
Yes.
So the girl does a good impersonation of her voice, but they don't match
Yeah.
that way. And then there's the one girl, she's like a friggin' at night she goes into like a split personality.
Yes,
and
and she started eating dirt.
she's
shit.
eating dirt. It's fucking bizarre, man.
and she's chopping the heads off of dogs and shit.
yeah. So
I didn't. I just don't. I didn't.
But-
and then she's a what is she? A congresswoman?
Oh
Yeah,
no, she's
state-
a member of state
state
house
senator.
and
Yeah,
senator
state- yeah.
out of New Jersey.
yeah.
And she's cutting the head off of dogs and all doing this shit at night. No one's ever noticed.
yeah. No. Well, yeah.
Including
And
her
she's a
wife.
lesbian.
Including her wife.
Yep, she's a lesbian, and she has a wife, and then she has. Although there was the red-haired girl that got attacked by the wolves.
Yeah. Well, don't give away too much.
You give away too much. Who's gonna watch
I hate to
this
say
show?
it, she looks like about 80% of redheaded girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but at this point, I'm pot committed on the show.
I'm not committed.
So I'm
No,
like,
you're
Not me. I knew a losing hand when I saw it. and bailed.
I'm about 6 episodes in the second season.
But here's also the thing: is
and
that-
I quit. I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Well,
Plus it started.
I didn't hate the first season, but as soon as it'd be right at the beginning of the second, like
I was
nope.
only watching because Brooke wanted to watch it, and then as soon as it started getting a little bit scary, she didn't want to watch it anymore.
It was gross. Some of the shit's gross.
Yeah.
If you know
Yeah.
about the ear part, remember the part with the ear?
Yes.
That was disgusting.
What the hell?
So, anyways, I'm gonna.
Wait a
Here's
minute.
another thing: is I can watch it at work.
Did you watch?
So that's one of the reasons.
Did
I
you
still
watch
it.
The Idol?
All right, so let me tell you. So, it took me like 4 times just to get through the first episode
It's
of
so
The Idol. It's
terrible.
so bad.
So bad. It is horrible.
I could only watch it in like.
Nick watched it. Nick watched what? Have you? I've watched the first 3 episodes.
I made it through episode 3.
and then I was like, you know what? There's only 5 episodes, but I'm not watching anymore.
How is the sex scene everybody's complaining about in the second episode?
The second episode, what sex scene? Oh, when he goes to her house and there's not really a sex scene.
Well, everybody's talking about some sex scene in the second episode where everybody's all up in arms about it.
He
Because
ties her up.
he takes her shirt, puts it over her head, and ties the thing around her neck, and he's like kind of choking her a little bit, and then he rips a hole in the front of her.
I think
out
I
of her
saw
shirt,
that,
and then he says, "Now you can sing."
I didn't see that part.
Now hold on,
so
that's into the first
terrible.
episode.
But she's
the-
naked like the whole show.
And the second
Yeah, she's
episode,
definitely
The
making
show,
the whole
it's-
show.
Now I'm
all-
interested.
The Idol, Donnie on
What-
HBO.
Okay.
Jason, you're talking about the end of the first episode.
And the
end
guy-
of
That was the end of the first episode?
the end of the second episode. He does the same thing, ties her up, and then she gives him head. And
Oh, that's right. It was...
I haven't got to that.
Dude,
I'm like,
it's very graphic.
I'm like 10 minutes into the second episode. It's just so bad
It's so terrible.
that I have to watch it in increments.
Actually,
to
the
get through
only
it.
person I like on the show is... Who is the woman that is her publicist? Maybe she's a publicist or she's a manager. She's the woman that with the gray hair
Oh, yeah, I know.
that
what you're
goes in...
talking about.
Well, I can't remember her name, but she goes into...
She used to be on. She used to be on Hung.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was on Hung. Yeah. She was. She plays like where she was talking about how mental illness is sexy.
Yes. Yeah.
She was into the whole thing about mental illness is sexy because somebody in Iowa
Yeah, they don't. There's no. I guess there's no mental illness in Iowa, so they find it sexy because it's different.
Because there's a chance that somebody from Iowa could actually sleep with her because she has a mental illness.
Yeah,
That's why
wrong.
it's sexy.
Yeah,
I know what you guys have been just hanging on since I went to my phone a few minutes ago is what I remember seeing Melanie Lindsley in. I just looked up. She was in an episode of Psych. I love that show, but that's where I remember. That's where I've seen her.
Melanie Lindsay, the one from
Yellowjackets.
yeah.
Psych. What's that?
It was it was comedy, fake psychic in Santa Barbara working with the cops.
Yes. Yeah. You
Hilarious show, great show,
okay,
great show.
okay.
It's a buddy show. It's about two guys who never grew up or best friends from childhood. Anyway,
the main character guy, his father was a detective, and he raised him as like a detective, so he's very observant.
Yeah.
So he sees everything the cops miss, and he pretends to be a psychic, and say he sees stuff, but he's just very observant and knows what to see.
Right.
they opened a psychic detective agency with his best friend from childhood, who's played by Dule Hill, and it is hilarious. The show's hilarious. It's tons of '80s references. It's nonstop '80s.
When
references.
is that on?
It was a USA show.
It's a USA show. It's
been over
on
for a
like
while.
Hallmark movies and mysteries and reruns now.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's been over for years.
yeah, it's been over for a long time, but great show.
Jason would have never watched it because it's on USA.
You don't like US? You don't like America?
No, I didn't say that. I watch shows from
Burn
all
Did you watch
networks.
Burn Notice?
No,
USA show.
I don't watch.
Good show.
I don't watch shows from regular NBC, ABC.
It was a
CBS.
cable network in the aughts. When
I want Jason
USA
to
was
name
killing it.
one series he watched on USA.
Arrow.
No, that was
The
on
CW or something,
CW.
right?
CW. Yeah.
All right. ABC or C. I don't know
USA.
what USA. What shows are on USA?
Back in the day, it was like Ghost Rider was on USA, right? Or Ghost. What was the cartoon guy? Ghost on the mornings.
Oh, Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
Coast to Coast.
Yeah. No, didn't watch that. USA? No, that's beneath me.
In the aughts, USA was crushing it. Had Burn Notice and Psych and like Leverage and Suits. I didn't watch any of those shows, but I watched
Suits.
Burn Notice and Psych.
My brother-in-law he's not gonna listen to this. Last thing he'd do in the plan is listen to this episode. He just told me they were watching Suits. I was like, why would you waste your time and watch Suits?
Did you
mean, you
guys watch?
watch-
What was the one? What's the show with the ad company? What was that?
Mad Men.
Mad Men.
I tried a few episodes. It's just soap opera.
Yeah,
love
we got
Is it?
You love that Mad Men? Okay, all right.
we got like into the second season. It was one of the ones we just fell off and never went back to.
I mean, I don't think I started from the beginning. I tried to watch somewhere in the middle, and it just didn't
There's
take.
so much to watch now that if you're not interested by the
Oh yeah,
middle of the
go on to
first
something else.
bloop,
Well, Nick and I were talking before we went on the air that so many of these shows, though, even the comedies are an hour long or at least 45 minutes long. So it's nice to have a half-hour show just in your portfolio that you can turn to when you have a half-hour show. I've been watching Avenue 5 was an HBO show, I guess.
So I tried
It's all
watching that because I like Zach Woods because he was great on The Office. He was amazing on Silicon Valley.
Yes.
And
Which one's he?
It's in
He played Gabe on The Office and played...
Gabe, and then he played Jared.
Jared on Silicon Valley.
Jared's
dude,
awesome.
Jared is
subtle,
awesome.
low-key
Jared-
awesome.
Dude, did you like? So you liked freaking?
Oh, my Silicon Valley. was
Silicon
great.
Valley's one of
That
my-
was
It's great.
one of the best
I
comedies.
just watched it
ever.
recently. It's so good.
I put it
It
on
is
for the guy.
great.
like-
Jared is the best. The shit that he would say.
All his background shit about his childhood.
Yes.
The funny thing is that nobody on the show paid attention.
No,
to him
nobody
at all.
paid
He was just
attention
like
at
a
all.
throwaway comment.
That's
the funniest.
the episode
fucking
where
thing.
he ended up in the
I wonder
in
how
the
much-
automated car that
Yes.
took him out to the
I wonder
islands.
how much of it was ad lib. He would just come up with something to say,
I
and
don't
they
know.
would
It
just
was-
were
if so-
supposed
if
to
so,
not pay
he's a
attention.
genius. If so, he's a genius.
Because it was so funny.
but Avenue
Some-
5, I think, was done
You'd
by
be
the
like,
people.
what the fuck?
I think Avenue 5 was done by the people who did Veep, right? So it's a lot of fast.
I
It's not as
like-
good as Veep. It's not as good as Veep. It's
Veep
nowhere
was
near as good as
Veep
Veep.
was very funny.
Veep's one of the funniest shows of all time.
Yes, Veep is so good.
It's so filthy.
So-
So filthy.
Yes, the banter between
Oh my God.
there's nothing
Oh,
better.
The sad sack chief of staff.
Yes,
Ben.
yes.
So I had all.
The dude they made the congressman.
Oh yeah, Jonah. Everything said about him.
So
That show was.
But Silicon Valley. So I had DVDs of every season of Silicon Valley at work because I would when I worked at night at break time I had nothing to do, So I would just watch.
I remember it took me forever to get you to start watching that.
Yeah, and then
I
now
was
it's
like,
one
dude,
of my.
you need to
it's so
watch.
good.
You need to
It's
watch
good.
Silicon Valley.
Now it's one of my
Mike
top,
Judge, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mike Judge. So it's one of my top 5 comedies of all time. So I put it on down with the guys I work with now, and they'd never heard of it. They're not
you
computer
didn't like it
guys.
at first because you didn't like the guy that
I didn't like JT Miller at first.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's the worst character on the show.
I mean, yeah, he's not.
And he's not that he's a bad character. All the characters are good, but he's
Yes.
the worst character on the show.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
He's whiny.
but
He's whiny.
Yeah.
but he was a bad character on the show, but he was still a great character.
Oh,
because
yeah, yeah,
everybody
yeah.
on the show was so
Everybody was
great.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guys I work with, like older dudes, they fucking loved it too.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking funny, the whole show.
Right.
Mike Judge just kills workplace
does.
stuff.
Yes, he does. He
Yep.
does.
Yeah.
He's really good at that.
He knows what to do.
Freaking Office Space.
right.
It caught that moment of time, Office Space, perfectly.
Oh my God, Office Space
Perfectly,
was it's such a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
We just watched it the other night, and it's still laugh at everything that happens in that. It's so good.
So I knew I was leaving Verizon for a long time, right? Because I was going back to school, and that environment was so familiar, right? And so my last 8 months or so at Verizon, when I knew I was leaving, everybody knew I was leaving. I watched that movie once a week because it was so resonant. I'm like, it was my therapy. I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob.
There's so many funny parts. I mean, I got a meeting with the Bobs in a few minutes. You know,
They called
I don't
me
even
home.
have time right now.
all right. Well,
How fun? How?
all right. We're just rambling on about now. So, but I just want to mention one more show for anybody out there who has Apple TV and you like sci-fi type mystery stuff. Check out Silo. It's fucking really good.
I just watched the previews for that last night. I was going to start it.
On
It's
what is
Really
that
good.
on?
It's on
it's
Apple
on Apple
TV.
TV.
It's if you like
I can't watch that at work.
I can. I just have to set up Apple
You can
TV.
do whatever you want at work.
I think it's
How can you watch Apple TV on a regular computer?
Why not?
No, you can't. I tried. Because it's complicated, but there's DRM, the digital rights thing issues with they don't play it. It's very because I tried to watch it.
Is
at
that
work
some
and they-
sort of simulator you can use?
No,
Anyway.
I maybe I
You
don't
have
know.
to have like a Roku or a
something like that. I
through
can't
the
have it at
cable
work.
box.
Smart TV.
Yeah. But if you're into that type of stuff, check out Silo. It's really really good.
What's it about?
So it's like kind of post-apocalyptic. You don't know exactly when it is, but there's people live in the silo underground, and like the earth outside is like you can't go outside because you die like immediately. It's very shrouded in mystery of what's exactly going on, and there's like a sheriff who's trying to figure it out. Something happens to him, and then so the main character. Well, Tim Robbins is in it.
Tim
Robbins. Haven't
All
seen
right.
him in a while.
So, do you know who Will Patton is? The guy who played Jamie's dad on Yellowstone.
Yep.
He's in everything. You know, he was in the Armageddon. He's been in a million
Yeah.
movies. He's in it, and the chick who's the main character is so awesome. She's so hot. She is. Her name's Rebecca Ferguson. She is the chick from Mission Impossible. Have you seen the last couple? The British like equivalent of Ethan Hunt.
Not the
So her name's Emma. If she's
not
British, I
the
assume.
not the snipe not the I'm watching those right now. I was watching those at work. I just watched 4.
Oh, have you watched any of them yet?
Yeah, I haven't. There's a few of them I haven't seen, so I was like, I'm gonna go through and watch them again. Dude, why are the Orioles fans dancing right now? Did something happen?
No, they were losing 8-0.
Oh, maybe you know it's probably 7th inning.
Because Ben McDonald there is making them dance.
Because it's the 7th inning.
It was 8-1 last time I saw it.
She's also in Dune. If you watch Dune, I wasn't a big Dune fan, but I watched Dune,
What
the new one.
the British?
No, the movie that came out last year is about to have the next
British-
version soon.
So, do you like Are you a big Mission Impossible fan?
Yes, I love the Mission Impossible movies.
Dude, I didn't realize how good they were. I went back.
Oh, really?
I went back and watched, except for the second one. I didn't even watch the second one.
The second one sucks. That's the John Woo one.
Yeah, that's terrible. So I didn't watch that one. I watched 1, 3, 4, and now I'm starting 5. So there's 5, 6, and the newest one's 7, right?
Well, this is
So
her.
I got 2 left.
This is her.
What
You-
else
you'll-
has she been in?
I don't know, but you'll see her on in the Mission Impossible movie. She becomes like a big character in them.
Okay.
But she's the main character on Silo too. She's good. All right.
Which one is this?
All right, this is from the same brewery we just did. This is Roadhouse Brewing, but anyway, it's from the Lazy Dog sampler. It's called Wackabrew. It's a blood orange Hefeweizen. It's
now,
a
is
sampler.
Lazy Dog one of those places that just gets beer from all kinds of different breweries?
They
from
also
around the
have
country?
some in-house one, like that white label can on the far end there is their red, and it's pretty good.
Roadhouse.
This blood orange Hefeweizen, I mean, you can taste blood orange. It tastes like a Hefeweizen. It's pretty good. If you like Hefeweizens, they're good breakfast beers. By the way, I invented the term breakfast beer in case anybody didn't know that. That was me and two other guys in Toronto in 2008. But yeah, but they do have some in-house brews that I'm sure they farm out. I just don't know who does them, but they're private label. For
Definitely a Hefeweizen.
Yeah, it is, and you
That's
taste
good.
it's blood
It's not
orange.
bad.
Yeah,
Much better than the last one.
5.2. Look, and they did like a scoreboard. 5.2.
the artwork from this brewery is really cool.
All right, so we're dragging out a little bit here, so we're going to end this one. We're going to get ready to do the Patreon one.
Well,
so.
we
'Cause I get a couple Patreon only topics.
Well, we also got a couple of things. We were going to talk about something else. What was your list?
Let me see.
I forgot what we were going to talk about.
Oh, I wanted to. Oh shit! Maybe we should save that for the next free episode. I was going to challenge you to a fat off.
What is this fat off?
Because I found I can't lose weight on my own.
Yeah, I need a challenge.
I need competition.
Yep, I agree. We should do that.
Okay.
I agree. We'll talk about it on the next show.
Okay, so
stay
you don't want
tuned.
stay
You
tuned.
don't
We're
want to
gonna
do a
start
fat
that.
off.
Cliffhanger.
You definitely don't want to start that one right away.
We need a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so we're going to do the fat off.
Yes.
All right.
We'll go through the whole.
So we'll go through that because we have to do a
Yeah,
weigh-in.
the loser has to do something freaking terrible.
You probably do.
Well, they used to do it
That'll
on Big
give
on
us some-
Dukes, and when they didn't, whoever lost had to get a tattoo.
Well, I don't know about
That's
all
how
that.
Chad got a Star Wars tattoo on his. No, Chad because somebody like so there was a whole story that I can't remember who it was. Somebody famous called Chad Chance Dukes.
Oh, okay.
And they all made fun of him. The guy called him Chance, so he had Chance Dukes tattooed on his ass because he lost.
Oh, so they chose what he have to do.
Yeah. So we'll talk. We'll think about the stakes and the whole how we're going to do it and everything because it's got to be percentage.
It's got to be based on
Yeah.
BMI,
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
probably, right? You can
Well, I don't even know
because of the
BMI,
heights
right?
are just so different, right?
Yeah.
I would say a percentage of weight lost.
Percentage is probably, I don't know.
Whatever. BMI would work too.
I mean, you guys are different enough in height that might be relevant, right? So,
Right.
We'll figure it out and we'll talk about it on the next episode.
All right. What do you
So
gotta
stay tuned.
What else are you going to say, Jason?
Gunsmoke.
Until next time, Gunsmoke.